Hey guys, and welcome. My name is Voidcrums, and today we'll be looking at the Caltrops in Ghost of Tsushima's Legends mode. We're not talking about legendary items, just epics. Rares and uncommons should not be used at all late game because they either don't have a perk spot or both property slots. Base Weapon Explain. The Caltrops is one of 3 ghost weapons that can be equipped in Ghost Weapon Slot 2. It has a base cooldown of 90 seconds, and its base effect is to create an area that slows and cripples enemies that pass through it. It takes about a half a second to use the Caltrops. You place them down right underneath where your character is. Does very good stagger damage and little normal damage. They last on the ground for about 45 seconds. When an enemy walks through them, they do not get a mini stun or slow unless their stagger is broken by the Caltrops. Properties. The possible properties you can roll in the 2 slots are cooldown reduction, damage increase, cooldown on kill, status effect duration, and melee stagger damage. So let's talk about these properties. For cooldown reduction, the property reads, reduce the base cooldown on this weapon. This added bonus is only in effect for this ghost weapon. Cooldown reduction is good to get more procs off. Can roll 8 to 15%. For damage increase, the property reads, increase damage of all ghost weapons. So any ghost weapon in slot 1 or 2 and bomb packs are considered a ghost weapon. Damage increase is just a flat DPS increase to this ghost weapon. Can roll 12 to 20%. For cooldown on kill, the property reads, any kill reduces the cooldown on this weapon. This is good, but once you're on Nightmare where kills don't happen as often, it can be rough. Still a good property though. Can roll 1 to 4 seconds. For status effect duration, the property reads, increased duration of all status effects and stuns from abilities. Good for all status effect users like fire, bleed, and poison. Can roll 10 to 15%. For melee stagger damage, the property reads, increased base stagger damage against enemies. Very good to break enemies' stagger quicker. Can roll 5 to 12%. Perks. The possible perks you can roll are Fired Up, Lucky, and Deep Bags, so let's talk about these perks. For Fired Up, the perk reads, lights targets on fire, so whoever gets hit with a Caltrop will be burning, good for extra damage or for status builds. For Lucky, the perk reads, 15% chance to instantly reset the cooldown on use. Not great odds, and relying on chance in heated situations are rough. Double proc can be nice, but the chance is low. For Deep Bags, the perk reads, increase the radius and number of Caltrops. Place more down and more spread out. Good for extra Caltrops, but also they're further away so they can hit more enemies. Overview. This is my opinion, and certain builds need certain roles to really shine, but I believe the best roles for the properties on the Caltrops are melee stagger damage and cooldown reduction. Melee stagger damage can't roll on any other ghost weapon in slot 1 or 2, and stagger damage increase is super helpful for those big Onis with huge stagger bars, or just to quickly stagger the normal enemies. Cooldown reduction makes you get more procs off for even more stagger. Damage increase is really good for Ronin or Assassin if they run bombs. Cooldown on kills is good if you're getting a lot of kills in your party as it's free recharging time for you. Status effect duration is good if you're running statuses. Based on how you build your character, you can do a lot with the Caltrops as all the properties are pretty decent. Best role for the perk on Caltrops is Deep Bags. Deep Bags is great as it adds more Caltrops for more stagger damage, increase how far they are placed to ensuring more enemies get hit by them. Fired Up is good if you're running statuses, and Lucky is too low of a chance to consider. Ideal role would be an epic Caltrops with high property percents in what you're wanting to do with this ghost weapon, or 1 high property percent in the perk you want. You want to strive to reforge a 2 out of 3 so you can reroll the last property or perk you're missing to have a monster of a Caltrops. Thanks for watching guys, I hope you learned something or had your eyes open to some of the effects on Caltrops. If you want a certain piece of gear fully explained, let me know in the comments. See you in the next guide.